Right, hello everyone. Sorry, a bit late. I'm fiddling around with the light stream. I'm trying to use it. It hasn't worked up to now for me on 22, but appears to be working again, which is good news. I've got some game sound as well. Right, so I haven't really missed anything, guys. It's we're here at Zandvoort for round 4 of PRF1 Friday night, as per usual. Full qualifying followed by 50% race. Looks like we've got a... Looks to me like an Alfa Romeo. Oh no, there's a couple before that. Okay. Mike then. So it's Mike v Legend is first out on track. So we'll go with him. Right, this Zandvoort circuit. Holland. Quite a difficult circuit, really. Lots of curves of death. Quite short lap. There's Mike already having some contact. Caught a lot of curb. It's just on his out lap, but he's just lost his wing. So we'll go to Master Raven instead, as obviously Mike will pit. So let's run with Master Raven. Let's run on board with him. Hopefully, oh, and Mike's out. He's lost it round the final corner as well. It's unbelievable. Mike v Legend loses it twice on the outlap to retire from full qualifying. He's fuming with himself. So Revan then, as you can see, will ride on this. Take a ride on board to see a whole full lap of Zandvoort. Way the track banks and the elevation changes. It's close to a roller coaster ride as F1 can get, I think. So I think we'll see some sort of gradual improvements as people do more and more laps tonight. I don't think it's going to be one of those where somebody just puts in blistering laps straight away. Actually, Revan's lap so far, I have to admit, looks very good. So this deceiving corner there into this final corner, which is flat out, but it can be a bit dodgy. So an 11.9, it's not a bad start at all from Revan. Impressive. Let's see Davis come round then. Don't think I've... no, this is Davis' first time, isn't it? I think debutant. 1:12.3, so a decent lap from Davis. Kamarov went quickest on 11.8. Pajala's just done a 13 flat. Gumba's 14.9. Fatal Defiance 14.6. Noodle has done a 13.1. Someone else crosses out. Red Bull 12.2. This is a Red Bull of Captain Frazzle, is it? That's another newbie tonight. So another debutant who does a 13 flat, goes into P5. So a good start from the new drivers. PRF1 Demon just starting a lap. Frozen into the pits. So where's Massey? Massey has invalidated, so we'll stay with Massey because I suspect he'll do. Yeah, he's got 100% ERS, so let's stick with him. I expect he's doing another lap. So good to see Massey on track. He didn't think he was going to make tonight. He was stuck in some rather horrendous traffic getting home from work. I was convinced he wasn't going to make it, but he obviously has. Unless he's got someone driving for him. Which I'm sure he hasn't. No one could step in for the Massey. Here I am. Excellent. Right. Hi JMB. Evening, Mark. Getting paid to watch F1 again. Hey, Shadow. Unbelievable. Zandvoort. Why is that unbelievable? But yes, it is Zandvoort. Hang on, we got a shadow. I already know a shadow. I'm starting to wonder if that's the shadow I know. Massey goes P8. I'll get an idea from the sort of times he does. Big D then. Run the car around in the early part of the lap. Master spread is out as well. So Massey on a 14-0. That's not like Massey actually, so maybe he has got someone to step in for him. Somebody of my skill level. So Master Evan already decides the 11-9 he's done is good enough. Early doors, but obviously confident. Big D then down towards the end of sector 2, and it's a 50.051. So it comes up. So, say this corner is actually quite deceiving. It takes it nicely, Big D, and heads for the line now. Opens up the DRS, and it's a 1:11.8. So actually, only just misses out on his teammate by 22 thousandths of a second. Shadow has gone into P4 on a 1:12.1. I don't know if that's the Shadow I know. That could well be. You'll have to tell me when he gets back. I think it is. No, that's not Massey at all, is it, Mark? Now, if Shadow RBR is the Shadow which is on my screen, then I know Shadow, and he's a blooming quick driver. Nice to see him again. He will put the cat amongst the pigeons a little bit. He should be up there. If it is the Shadow I know, then he should be up there with Massey and Spreader. And I was going to say Greza. Where's Greza? Oh, he's missing this week, isn't he? Yeah. So, this is Massey again then. Let's see if we can improve this time. Time's going around. Actually, I'm just going to quickly change to Master Spread because he's coming around the final corner. Let's see a car around then. I think it was frozen. So Spreader 11.9 puts him in P3. Let's go back to Massey. He's actually 3 tenths down. Oh yes, Mark, of course you know Shadow as well, wouldn't you? I think it is, because he's... Shadow RBR is definitely him. Because I've seen his tag on my stream before. And it can't be coincidence there happens to be a Shadow. So... it must be him. He should be... He is in the pits now, hopefully he can let us know if it's the Shadow we know. 9 tenths down from Massey. I think Massey's been abducted. As we watched Frozen. Sorry, Frozen. I didn't deliberately go on you to watch you recovering a spin, but hey ho, it's entertainment. Spreader coming around again. No, not on a hot lap. Alright, so that's Frozen. Who's the Red Bull? Oh, it's the Red Bull. It's one of our new guys. It's Captain Frazzle. Still doing well though, sat in P6 on a 12.2. So, suggest he's probably just out there getting some more track time. He's going to be comfortable on a 12.2, I'm sure. We've already lost Mike, so we're only going to lose one more. We've lost Noodle Neck as well. I hadn't realised that. My apologies, but Noodle Neck is actually out of qualifying. He had done a 13.1. It's got to be frustrating for him. 13.1 on a first lap's competitive was probably good enough to get him through. So probably didn't need to do any more, but did do. He's now going to pay the price for that. Hood Rat then. No, he's not improving at all. There's a Ferrari. I think Gumba's just about to start a lap, so let's go with Gumba. Obviously, he's the man in trouble if Frozen comes back out, which I'm sure he will. Davis. So the top 15 go through, Davis. So tonight it would be 2. Frozen will need to do a time to get himself up. If Frozen at the moment goes faster than Gumba, then Gumba would drop to 16th. Because Noodle next time's a 13-1. So we could actually potentially lose 3 drivers in Q1 here. Oh, Gumba's round. Oh, his lap looked pretty decent up till then. Who's the... I think there's a Merc behind him. Is that Pajala? It is, on an out lap. Let's go to... Who would be this? This is Hood Rat. He's round as well. I think I'm cursing people by switching to him again. Got a lot of spinning going on. It is one of those tracks, though. Until you settle in and get used to it a little bit, it is very easy to spin it here. So, Fatal Defiance then, looking to just make his place a bit more cemented, if you like. No worries, Davis. Yeah, Shadow hasn't confirmed it. Shadow, if you're listening, you are the Shadow, aren't you, that I know from Ark. There's only one Shadow in the world. Fatal Defiance comes into this. Can someone complete a lap at some point? That'd be splendid. Let's stay with Frozen, shall we? Massey's on an out lap again, in a way. He needs to improve, does Massey? He's genuinely in trouble. Obviously, we saw Gumba spin. And it looks like Gumba's just had another little moment. Or he might be out of fuel because he's just spun again. So Gumba in the wars at the moment. We'll stick with Frozen. So 800ths up through sets of 1. So that's an improvement on what was clearly a decent sector previously. That's not where he had any issues. He's going to catch Gumba, who's struggling round. Not quite sure. There's Gumba just up ahead now. I don't think Gumba spotted him. And he's round again, Gumba. I'm not sure what's going on with him. So, in a way, no issues, didn't get in the way of Frozen, so Frozen heads round final corner on a lap which I am pretty confident is going to get him through to the next session. So 13.2 puts in P12. It's not I'm positive Frozen has got more in the locker than that. Let's just go to Massey. And now Massey's improving, 1.1 up after set to 2. Heads to the line, and it's a 112 flat, so it goes P5. Just ahead of Shadow. Pajala. No, he's half a second down after set to 2. And bails it and comes into the pits. Gumba not... well, he's just got back to the pits, this Gumba. He's got plenty of time to get out again. So he's not out the equation yet. Frozen, Massey's just done a lap, so we haven't really... Oh, as Frozen goes round again. Some drivers struggling a bit. Might have quality setups on as well. They might have some changes they'll make for the race, such as lowering the front wing. Tyre temps as well, you might have lower for the race. We should have lower for the race. So we've got Davis on an out lap. There's a couple of cars up ahead. One of them's Frozen, the other one is Fatal, so let's go with Fatal. In P14 now, so that he's the man in trouble. If Gumba gets back out. I think Gumba is coming out now. There's a Ferrari coming out, and Yeah, so Gumba's on an outlap, which I expect we're going to catch him at some point here. Might not. He is far enough up the road that we might not. Fatal then slightly up in sector 1. Always gives you a little, just a bit wide there. He's caught a bit of gravel. Now, is that enough to make him back out for another lap, or will he continue? Get an idea when he comes through sector 2, but yeah, Shadow from Iron. It is you in a way. You've just changed your name. You've changed your Twitch name from Shadow RBR to UFRL Shadow to try and confuse me, but it's not happening, man. No, Fatal's backed out of this now, so let's go to Davis. He's not on a hot lap either. He's just, it's like he's doing some temperature warming. So Gumba it is then, who's just started a flying lap. Come on, Gumba. His left tyre seems to have a mark on it. It's disappearing gradually, so I think that means he's touched off road slightly. I wouldn't like to call it, but Gumba might just about have enough time that he's going to be able to get round again. So he may be able to have a second go at this. Just see what he's like over the sets. Oh, he's a second up. Okay. He still needs to find another half a second, but he's out there quite nicely. Okay through there. Can he keep the power down? Seems like it. Head to the line. It is a second improvement. It's not going to move him up. He will have another chance, will Gumba. Fatal's going to move the target a bit higher, though. So he improves by 4 attempts. Goes to P12, putting Frozen as the man in danger. But, say, Gumba at some point here is going to run out of energy, making it very difficult. You are that Shadow, aren't you? Stop it. Yeah, no, Gumba. Well, he's already invalidated the lap, so it is going to be Gumba then. So from Q1, we're going to lose Mike V Legend, Gumba, and Noodle Neck. So we're going to have 14 contesting in Q2 for the pole position shootout. No, actually not. I still don't believe you. I need proof somehow. You need to prove that it's not you, otherwise I'm not going to believe you. My gamer tag is ArkHilly, hashtag 9505. So send me a friend request on there to prove it. So, unlucky to the ones we've lost. Obviously, Mike had a miserable time that time, but oh man, that's usually up there. But Gumba, unfortunately, we lose. Just couldn't get himself above Noodle next time, or Frozen. So, Frozen just about survives. Pajala's through, Defiance, Demon. They're all going to be seeing if they can push a bit further on and get into the final shootout for pole position. There's our incidents, not many at all. So, well, look how close it is actually. So 6 temps covers down to P11. So, and I'm sure the guys underneath P11 have got more in them. So this could be one of the closest qualifyings of the year potentially. Never played Ark in my life. You're so lying. Is only one shadow allowed? Yep. Can you say that again slowly? So, yeah, I'm going to send you a friend request and see if you're already on my list. That's, I know you're not going to beat me to it. I'm way too quick for you. Oh, he's not there. He's not there. It might actually not be. Because I've definitely got Shadow at the Shadow from Ark added because I got him on my time trial leaderboards above me on all of them. So actually, yeah, it might not be him. URFL. Oh, it's UFRL. UFRL. He's a follower. I reckon he's I'm gonna add him now. It genuinely might not be him then, actually, to be fair. Submit, yeah, done. Okay. There we go. We'll find out. Why would he have me as a follower if it's not in note? That's what it was. Our he's broken off our friendship and has remained a follower because I mentioned. He's having us on. He's having us on. Anyway, details up. Who's first? Oh, it's Massey. He's always first out in Q2, isn't he? Normally first out in Q3 as well. Yeah, I'm now intrigued as well, but he's having us on. He's a step ahead of us. Oh, Massey's round. At turn 1. He's going to have people coming around. Just, oh, he's sensible. But he can't park it there. If he parks it there, he'd be disqualified. So he has to move. So fair play. He's got some space now anyway. So who was the Alpha Romeo then? That was Big D. So he'll be the first to get a time on the board, hopefully. Noodle Neck joins. So looking pretty steady from Big D. Sometimes in the broadcast camera, the car doesn't look like it's moving very fast on certain angles, so it can make you think he backed out sometimes, but I don't think he has. So here he comes then. The first time on the board in this session is a 1:12.6. Now, bear in mind, the first laps these guys set may well be on the tires they used in the first session. So Kamarov goes 12.2, Master Revan 11.9, Captain Frazul goes P2 on a 12.1, Davis goes P2 on a 12 flat. I think Shadow actually is on his way round. There is a Ferrari. Ah yes, we got Red Bull, the two UFRLs. So Red Bull crosses on a 17, whatever that was. Shadow headed into the pits. Spreader next to final line. So Spreader heads to the line. It's so good from him, a 13.5. Frozen's just about to start a lap. I'm just wondering, Massey's probably gone again actually, so let's go to Massey. Demon might have done as well, but it's not as far around, so we'll stick with Massey. I had to expect Red Bull's probably gone as well, but again, he's not as far around, so. So we follow Massey. All looks pretty good so far. Into the final corner. Gotta keep that foot down through there. lose a lot of time heading for the line otherwise. And it's a 12 flat, puts in P3 for the moment. Red Bull into the pits, so let's go to Demon. 25.5 up means that would be a 16.2, so he's probably going to gain a lot more in the final sector as well. Comes round, heads for the line once more, and it's a 12.1, so that puts him up to P5. It's a good start from these guys, but I don't think they're going to be feeling 100% confident just to put themselves to retire out. 13.9. Master Revan might on an 11.9. But I don't know. I don't think I'd fancy retiring out on any of these times. I'd probably keep myself in. I might not be too quick to come back out again, but I'd probably keep myself in the session just in case. Frozen slightly down in sector 1. He's coming up to a car. There's a Mercedes there, and it's Demon, and he is out. I can't move to him obviously, and Frozen spreads it around, spins it round. So we lose PRF1 Demon, then PRF1 Frozen has a spin. So not good for those guys. Who's this? This is Shadow. He's just started the lap, so we'll stick with him. I've got time on the board yet for us to compare to. You just added me, that's why you were a post follower. Oh! I was looking at the chat. Sorry, Shadow is in the wall. I think that's definitely our Shadow. He's in the wall. Oops. For Jala. Massey retires from the session. He feels he's okay on that then. I think he's probably right, to be fair. I think a 12 flat probably is good enough. I think Big D... Dang, I wouldn't feel confident retiring if I was Big D. He's on an outlap anyway, so he's not doing that. Pajala's gone into P7 on a 13.2. Spreader just coming across to start a lap, so we'll go with him. What was that? We got delivery now. What the heck? Right, so Spreader 10.5 up. So I can only assume he's lost a lot of time in the final sector, or in sector 2 and 3. Comes round. Hairpin, and we'll head down towards sector 2. Again, not particularly impressive improvement at the moment. Somebody else just went up. Red Bull just went up into P6 on a 12.5. It's better heading around the final corner now. So it must be. Yeah, 112 flat, that's more like it. It must have just been that it was the final sector that he had whatever issue it was in. Improves by 1.5 seconds. As Big D goes fastest on an 11.6. It's a nice lap from Big D. Wow, the Alphas are looking strong tonight. Good route just on an outlap. Red Bull's completed a lap. He was only half a tenth down in the first sector, but he's 7 tenths down in the second. So I think we may as well then head to Hoodrat, who's just started this line lap. Yeah, I'm still a different shadow. um, fair enough. I'll believe you for now. Um, yeah, Mark, yeah, I agree. Basically, I was going to say that earlier on, but I thought no, I won't. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But that is kind of what I meant. But I think they might be running more sort of time trial setup for qualifying, and I'd assume they'll lower the front wing for the race. But I must admit, I've not touched the track yet this year. Well, I might have actually the first time before the update. I might have done it, but not since the update. I haven't, so I haven't got to set up myself at the moment for this one. Heading around the final corner, then this looks like it's going to be a time that should see him through. Crosses the line to a 12.1, puts in P6. Again, it's mighty close. Look at it, P2 to P7 is covered by 2 tenths of a second. Not even 2 tenths, it's actually more like 1.5 tenths. So close. The track's just gone round, so camera rolls out again. You don't expect camera off to be having to come out and do another lap, would you? There is somebody ahead, it might be Frozen. Yeah, so actually let's go to Frozen. So Frozen then. Currently got a PB of 13.9. I'm confident he can go faster than that. But to actually get himself into the top 10, he'd have to improve by basically 1.5 seconds. And he's a tenth and a half up in the first sector, so that's a good start. Obviously, it's a short lap, so none of the sectors are particularly long, where you can gain a lot of time. So unless he's actually sort of glaringly made a mistake somewhere, it's going to be difficult to find that sort of time. Let's see what he can do. Heads up to the end of sector 2 now, and he has found 6 tenths. So this is putting him close to Pajala. But he'd still need another good 8 tenths in the final sector. Heads out the final corner. It does look like it's a reasonable time, actually. He is going to get through, you know. It's 1:12.3. Well, it's good enough to put him into P9. So he is the driver that's in danger of going out. But Fatal Defiance, not got a time on the board yet, but he's had a trip across the grass there. He retires from the session. I would assume that Fatal will turn everything off and look to recharge, go again. Jala sat in the pits at the moment. Red Bull's been round as well at turn 1. So that was on the start of a flying lap. So he, like Fatal, is going to have to turn everything off. And basically do another warm-up lap. His tyres are probably just lit up from the spin there. That's the only thing that's going to be making him spin again. Got to be a bit careful down here, otherwise he'll be round again. Yeah, he's fine. So let's go back to Fatal then, because he's just come across the line. So it's recorded this time, which is important because that's giving him P13 regardless of what happens now. So up towards the end of sector 1 into the sweeping right-hander. So half a second down. So I've not really touched the track, so I don't know what the wear is like. I don't know if it's really possible to do multiple laps on the same set of tyres and still get good results in qualifying. He's heading down towards the end of sector 2, but well, he's 5 1/4 seconds up now. So that would be 1:14.4. Keep an eye on him. He could surprise us yet, actually. For the final corner. No, not quite going to make it, but improves on his time by 5.5 seconds. 1:14.2. Let's go to Red Bull. He's the next man who's at risk. believe, or is Pajala further around? No, Pajala's just started, so Red Bull is next. 5 thousandths of a second down in sector 1. Comes through the sweeping right hander. Now, here he comes. Back up to the next hairpin. And the final one here, and he will head up. It looks like a pretty reasonable lap actually from Red Bull. This might be enough. He needs to beat a 1:12.3, so a 2/10 improvement will see him through. He's going to do it easily. 1:11.9 goes P5. That knocks out Frozen. Now Pajala on the way round. I don't know if he was improving or not. The time looks good as he's coming out the final corner. Crosses the line. It's a 1:12.7. He improves by 4 attempts. Stays P12, but a nice improvement there from Pajala to finish us off. So, as you can see, Fatal not able to improve this lap. So, I can use that fuel actually. But, in a way, it looks like then we'll be losing PRF1 Frozen, Rapid Pajala, Fatal Defiance, all out, and Shadow, of course, out of Q2. So into Q3 they go. And but take a look at these times when the leaderboard comes up. So tight. So Captain Frazzle put a little dazzle on Q2 and did a 1:11.1. I can't believe I just said that. 1:11.6 from Demon, from Big D, Hoodrat. So those 3 drivers covered by a 10th. Then Master Revan on a 1:11.9 with Massey in P9 on a 1:12.0. So, it's incredibly close. Can you believe Massey's P9 on a 1:12.0? I can't believe that. That's ridiculous. Well, I hope so, Mark. I'm not gonna lie. I hope so. But we'll soon find out if there's some sandbagging going on. But at the moment, Captain Frazzle will be feeling pretty good about it. Pretty good about things. Just going to quickly nip and get myself another coffee, guys, while we're waiting for Q3 to start. Just a second. Right, here we go then. So again, Massey out first. Let's see if he gets time on a board first, if he was sandbagging or not. I think though that in future, if he is sandbagging a little bit in Q2, he might sandbag a little bit better than P9. That would be a bit, on a full grid, that would be a bit too close to call, that one, without a doubt. Let me get some details up a second. There we have it. So, don't know what the weather's like for race. I know Zandvoort can be a bit prone to a bit of rain. So, Here comes Massey around the final corner and over the line to start first flying lap of Q3. The music. Down to... Oh, there's a Ferrari round at the final corner. Must be Red Bull because he's the only Ferrari left. Oh. Right then, concentration's back now. So Massey heads down towards the end of sector 2. Here he is, around the final corner. He'll come across the line, give us a target for everyone, and it's a 1:11.8. Bit better from Massey, but still not what you'd expect, is it? Davis does a 12.2. Big D's on a 11.4. And Kamarov comes across an 11.5. Spreader coming around now. That's an 11.4. That puts him fastest at the moment. Very, very tight. Oh, what's going on there? Let's get out someone's way. Red Bull heads to the line, 13.0. Captain Frazzle. Frazzle me dazzle. Just started his lap, so we'll stick with Captain Frazzle for the moment. My sound has gone really quiet. I don't know if it's my headphones. A little bit better, maybe. My controller batteries are low. That's probably not helping. Well, let's just stick with it and see if we can see Frazzle across the line before they run out. They didn't change them that long ago. Captain Frazzle then into the penultimate corner. Takes that very nicely, uses a nice bit of curb on the exit. Full power through the final corner, we'll power it over the... Right, we're coming back now. Could that have possibly gone off at the worst time? Just as he was crossing the line. He did go fastest on a 1:11.348. Red Bull, not on a proper lap. Revan is. So let's go to Revan. It's a good job they're not paying me for this, isn't it? They'd be withholding me wages. Apologies about that, guys, but at least we know we got a nice fresh set of batteries in now, so we'll get through the race easily enough. Well, it's saying though, it's still very, very quiet. Anybody out there watching that can type, is it coming through the stream okay? So, revving into P5 on a 1:11.6. Massey's back out on track. He's on an out lap. We should see quite a few coming out soon. Yeah, put 50p in a meter. I didn't even change them that long ago, Mark. I don't get how they've gone so quickly. I think I need to get some new batteries, maybe, to keep recharging them. So, Massey starts his second attempt. Massey it might just be a case with Massey at the moment. We'll see how he goes here, because he could blow it all away. But could be with Massey that he's a bit tired. He's obviously had that long drive home with all the traffic, and could be affecting him. He's going slow, so he's not happy with the start of the lap. He's completely backed out. Let's go to Revan. He's not improving. Well, we've not got anything else to watch other than Massey, because everybody else is still sat in the pits at the moment. But, I tell you what, at the moment, I wouldn't like to have a bet on a pole position at the moment. I've got no idea. Frazzle's in there at the moment, so I suppose he's favourite, but Spreader seems to pull out a lap from anywhere, that lad. And Big D's been impressive tonight. Very impressed with Big D. Not often Sergeant Kamarov would have a teammate out qualifying him. So that shows what a great job Big D's done so far. Massey coming round then. So he's not just going back into the pits, he's definitely crossing the line to start another lap. Still everybody else is still sat in the pits. Could do with someone coming out, guys. So we ain't got long to wait after Massey crosses the line. Down to the hairpin, set that very nicely. This is looking a bit more attacking from Massey, isn't it? He's attacking the corners a lot more. But he's just almost a tenth and a half down. Oh, and he's round. He did seem to be really attacking that. Probably had to because of the extra wear on the tyres. Just wonder, there's no cars coming around Massey, so you're absolutely fine. But a couple have come out the pits now, so Red Bull and the Ferraris come out the pits, and Davis is out as well. So, just wondering what Massey's going to do. I wouldn't like to. Well, I don't know. I don't think he's got enough time to pit here. He is coming into the pits. I just wonder if he can get in and get out again. Could be close. He might just about do it, but he won't be able to sort of come around. He won't be able to do a slow out lap. He'd have to be very quick if he has got time. Red Bull just coming around then, coming on to the final corner now to come around and start his final attempt. Currently sat in P7 on the 111.9. Turn 1 okay. I don't think the Red Bull coming out the pits bothered him. Shouldn't have, in a way. It was well out of the way. He suddenly sat 7th now on a 111.9. He's backed out as the Red Bull goes flying past, so he's going to cool it down and do another lap after. Davis invalidates, so he's going to have to do the same. Big D just started his lap. Sergeant Kamarov's not far behind him, and Master Spread's a little bit further back than that, and all very close. So that is Massey. He's out on track. The white car that we saw there was Massey. Well, he's going to have to absolutely bomb it round, surely. He's literally going to have to follow Big D here, same pace, in order to cross the line in time. I don't know whether Big D will even realise. He has to have his wits about him. Big D, 10th down at the moment. Can he find anything? Can he find that little bit of special in the final sector? So my clock's disappeared. Yeah, Massey's not quite going to make it. 2-1. So Big D didn't cross before the 0, but doesn't improve. Sergeant Kamarov improves by half a tenth, but stays P4. Spreader. He's crossed the line as well. He's not managed to do it. It's looking good for Captain Frazzle on his debut. Master Revan. No, Revan takes it off of him. So the Aston Martin man heads into P1. But Frazzle's improving. He's 2 tenths up. In the second sector, it's looking like pole position. Oh no, he's round! Oh, I've commentator cursed him. Sorry, Frazzle. It's looking like pole position. Oh, look, he spun. And then he's reset. Captain Frazzle, don't reset to track. If you're listening, you mustn't do that. It's your first race, so you might just get a little telling off for it, but you get a penalty for that. Otherwise, into the pits, though, comes Davis. So that is it then. Captain Frazzle's just going to cross the line, which will make it a bit quicker for us. Just need to wait for Davis to get pushed into the pits, but that is it then. So Master Revan takes his first pole position of the season with a 1:11.297. Captain Frazzle on his debut takes P2. Master Spread P3. Big D P4. Sergeant Kamarov P5. Look how close the times are though. Red Bull P6. Hoodrat 7. Massey 8. And Davis 9. Well done to those guys. Well done to Master Revan on the pole. But look at that. 4 attempts of a second covers first to 6th. And it's not even 4 attempts. It's 3 and a tiny bit attempts. So just over 3 attempts covers the top 6. And then Hoodrat not far behind that. Massey not far behind that. And Davis on a 12.2, which is still very respectable. So, but a surprise one. Our top 2 in the championship are set in P3 and P8. So, it's, obviously, as say, Grezza's not here, so he's missing out tonight. But if he is, I don't know, Grezza, if you are watching, but I'd imagine as a competitor for the championship, probably quite happy to see P3 and P8 from your main rivals there. You probably be expecting them to get 1 and 2, so you can't be too unhappy with that. Brilliant. Oh, Grezza, you are there. Excellent. That was unbelievably close. That was the quality of the season, I think, that one. I'm saying, why is everyone so slow? They're not slow, you're just a nutter. Oh, Big D was 2 tenths up, lost at sector 2. Oh, I didn't see that one. But the Red Bull man, he was starting P2, Dazzle Me Razzle or whatever his name is. He was definitely on for pole position, lost out of the final corner. So he'd be a tiny bit annoyed with himself, but P2 on your debut's not a bad shout, to be fair. Right then. Okay, guys, we're going to take a quick break. Drivers take a few minutes, so usually about 5 minutes. So we'll be back shortly for what? Well, if the race is as close as qualifying, it's going to be a great race. So see you in a bit, guys. Right, I'm back then, guys. Got my coffee done all in bits. Yeah, I've got to be honest, Hambo. I haven't either. Not this season. I haven't. I did a few laps on it just to get set up when it first came out. But since the update, I've not done anything on it. I haven't got a clue what's a good time this year. But I've also not got a clue about tyre wear around here. I'm going from last year. I'd suggest that this season it's probably going to be what is pretty usual this season, be medium hard or hard medium. It's a long race, isn't it, this one? I think it is the full 36 laps. So, yeah, I think, if I'm honest, I do think it will be medium to hards. Looks like the weather's good in a way. It's like dark cloud out there, but it doesn't look like it's threatening to rain from those pictures. Hopefully it won't be too long, mate. So, as it stands right now, I have to admit, I wouldn't like to try and pick a winner here, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, I'm going to call a debutant win for Razzle, Dazzle, Frazzle. I forgot which it is, Frazzle in it. So I'm going to call a debutant win for him, and then the two Masters 2 and 3. I'm going to go with spreading 2, Reveling 3. Big D podium's not a bad shout either. He did really well last week, Big D. He was really unlucky, if my memory serves me right, last week. Right then, tyres, what are they all on? Oh, we got a mixture. Oh, we got a mixture. Oh, we got a mixture. So, our pole position man, Revan, starts on hards, as does Spreader as well, but Captain Frazzle in the middle of the two has opted for the mediums. Mediums for the two Alfa Romeos. Might have thought they might have split the strategy, but no, they've gone both on mediums. Red Bull on hards, Hoodrat mediums, Massey hards, Davis mediums, Demon hards, Frozen mediums. Then Pajala's gone on the softs, so he's gone for softs. Maybe hoping for an early safety car, or expecting one. Then a bit surprised to see that the three at the very back, Noodle, Neck, Gumba and Legend, are on mediums. Kind of think that the ones at the back might be the ones more prone to starting on the hards, although Mike won't, because he'd be hoping to fight his way through the field. But might have thought that Noodle and Gumba might have started on hards, to be honest, but they haven't. We'll see how that serves them. Don't want to get rid of everything. What am I doing? I'm going to change it to position changes so I can see if anybody suddenly falls down the order at the start. You're going for a Spreader and Rev and DNF and a Massey win. Wow. I reckon you get a good 14-1 on Massey to win this race from here. But, where's that Mercedes off to then? I think that was Demon. It seems to... Oh, Williams is doing a donut before he reaches the... That's Mike doing a little donut for us before he reaches the grid. Thanks, Mike. That gives Mike driver of the day already before we've even started. Right, here we are then. The lights are coming on. It's going to give me this horrible angle from the back. They're out, and away we go. We saw the Red Bull come out, but look at a McLaren, a Spreader flies off the line. And one of the Alphas as well, that's Sergeant Kamarov, up into P2. What a great start from him. So our pole man drops to P3. And he started on the hard tyres. Spreader didn't see. He does seem to fly off the line, Spreader. I don't know how he does it. I'm terrible at the starts. Spreader drops to P2. Sergeant Camarov's gotten ahead. So the Alpha man, I think the Red Bull of Frazzle just ever so slightly touched the back of the Aston Martin there. It was very slight. I don't think it would have caused any damage of any sort, but let's be a bit careful. But bear in mind that door closed very, very quickly. Wasn't really side by side there, Captain Frazzle and Revan, I think, quite rightly closed that door. So this is quite simply Revan's trying to get those hards up to temperature. The mediums at the moment are just too much for him, but once he settles in, he'll be fine. So Captain Frazzle back through to P3. So Kamarov, what a start from Kamarov, up 4 places to take the lead. Also up 4 places is Rapid Pajala. As we've got a sector 1 yellow. It looks like it's a McLaren, it's Shadow. I don't know if there was another driver involved in that, or whether it was just Shadow spinning and the rest trying to avoid. So Shadow drops to the back in the McLaren. As Pajala makes it up to P7. Up 5 places now. He's ahead of Davis, who also loses out to Frozen. So, not so bad from Davis though. That only puts him back into the place he started in. So, he's not off to a bad start at all. Mike up 6 places, already up to P11. Predicted strategy is medium to hard, pitting around lap 16 to 20. So, yeah, I'd imagine that sounds about right. I do actually wonder. I wonder if the pit lap is pretty close between mediums and hards, because mediums are due 20 lap. Oh, that's Hood Rat, is it? No, it's not. It's who was it? I've got absolutely no idea who that was. I think it was Demon. Yeah, it's Demon. Demon drops to the back. Obviously, it's a long old race, this one, and there's likely to be a lot of little spins and stuff, so I wouldn't expect to see anybody giving up on one spin like that. It is a track where there could be a safety car any minute, so I would like to think that we won't see anybody giving up tonight. But we've got a couple of close ones at the moment. This is one of them. This is Big D on the back of Master Revan. Fatal Defiance gets ahead of Frozen for P14. The other one, Hood Rats, on the back of Davis, but Davis is also close to the back of Pajala. So, funny thing at the moment is there seems to be a little bit of a queue for him behind Massey. Now, it's not often you get to say that. But, Big D ahead of Revan into P4. So the Alfa Romeos been an absolute great start to this race. Master Spread has since fallen behind Captain Frazzle. But again, Spreader started on the hard, so Captain Frazzle really looks like he's getting the most out of these mediums at the moment. Just aware, Pajala's just dropped out of the 1 second to Massey, and Davis is on the back of him. So I think, yeah, let's drop down to that one. So there's Massey, this is Pajala, Davis on the back of him, Hood Rat, and then that is Mike, Legend, following Hood Rat. So he's got up to the sort of place now. I'm not saying the previous overtakes would have been easy at all to get up 7 places, but he's got up to that point where it's going to be quite difficult making the places up. Frozen not having a good time at the moment. I think he's pitted and had another spin since. Was it yellow all down the pit straight then? But I got absolutely no idea what that was for. Into the pits comes Red Bull. The Ferrari. So I assume that yellow was probably for him, and then he's dived straight into the pits. Probably for a new front wing, I'd imagine. So we're on this battle at the moment, so how close it is at the moment. You'd think Pajala might struggle to defend this when they get round to the main straight again. Is it me? Hang on, who's Hood Rat here? Yeah, I thought so. So Hood Rat, Mike's fallen off the back of this battle somewhat. So I don't know what's happened to him there, but so there's a change at the front as Frazzle gets the move done on the pit straight against Sergeant Kamarov. On lap 6 now, so 5 laps in on the tyres. Well, if I'm absolutely honest, I really don't know. Oh, Pajala spun it! At turn 1. Oh, Pajala, you got to get out of there, man. That's going to disqualify you if you don't. He has got out of it, so hopefully he'll be okay. Spin the other way. He's okay. He's going to get going again. Oh, what a shame for Pajala. Again, he was off to a good start this week, and fortunately that spin's dropped him back. Hood Rat in all that has got past Davis, so I don't know, there might have been contact between Pajala and Davis, because Hood Rat's jumped them. At the moment, Massey not really making any dent on that lead, and that looks like Red Bull, I think, has been round at turn 1 once more. Frozen a lap down already to most drivers. Not going well for him. Oh, and Captain Frazzle's been round from the lead. Stays out. He thought about coming in, but stayed out and resumes in P6. Oh, he's not long taking the lead as well, and looked like he was starting to pull a little gap out. Frozen retires in the pits. So, bear in mind, Frozen was a lap down. It had some spins, so I don't know. It might be that he picked up some rear wing damage somewhere along the way there. So it is like driving on ice when you got that rear wing damage. So we have it. Okay, Mark, all the best, man. Safety car lap 7, says Hambo. We've got a yellow. That yellow. Oh, that yellow is just that's Frozen's car coming out the pits. So, as it stands then, so Sergeant Cameron's got the lead. He's up 4 places. Speller is up 1 into P2. Big D up 1 into P3. So the Alfa Romeo's flying. Master Revan's dropped the 3 places. But, actually, opted to start on hards from P1. Surprised me a bit, I must admit. As Frozen has left the session, but that's yeah, he's out. So okay, this is Hood Rat, who's caught the back of Captain Frazzle. See, Frazzle had that spin. I don't know if he's got any damage or not. Can't see anything obvious there on the front wing. I couldn't see an end plate missing. Also got a closer. Shadow, by the way, has made his way back up into P12 since that spin earlier. So he's making his way through the field. In fact, I'm going to cut away from this one, guys, because if we come down to 10, 11 and 12, I'm 13 and 14. A lot of battles going on here as Noodle Neck gets past Goomba. And this is Shadow and Demon side by side. Well, these guys are as close as you like. Aston Martin wondering if Fatal wondering if anything's going to happen for him and open up, but not on this occasion. Demon then looks to get past Goomba. Straight. And does have it done come the quick right-hander. Well done, Demon. He's going to get onto Noodle now. Oh, Fatal Defiance leaves the session. Fatal invite to game. There he is again. He's joined back. So, ironically, Fatal Defiance's AI has just gotten ahead of Shadow. So he could actually end up joining back and position up. Shadow going for the move now by the looks of things. So, Fatal doesn't quite get that position, but just for a moment there, his AI has gotten past Shadow. As Demon... Oh! Noodle aggressively coming back to the middle of the track. So, that was quite mesmerising at the moment. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's have a little look further up. Sergeant Kamarov's taking a commanding lead, by the way, 3.6 seconds ahead of Master Spread now. Big D is still close to the back of Spreader. We've lost one, Davis. And on the right-hander, out to the penultimate corner, actually. He's managed to drop it before the final corner. I would suggest on that one he's probably caught the outside curb a bit much. Maybe a bit of grass or gravel, and it's thrown him back across the track. But that has brought out that safety car, Hambo, a few laps later than you suggested, but it has come. So surely this can't be a bad time for the medium drivers, can it? Switch to the hards. Surely they'll do 26 laps, especially when a couple of two or three of them's going to be under safety car anyway. So Mike's in. Let's just quickly get the tyres up. Tyres then, so yeah, you can see all the people changing are going to hard tyres. What about Pajala? No, he's going to mediums. He's not a fan, I don't think, of the hards. He does use softs almost all the time. So, oh, shame for Davis to lose him on his debut, but did well. Through to Q3, seemed to race well. Just had a little spin on that penultimate corner. So you have it then. So Kamarov pits from the lead. Just didn't really have much choice, and his teammates following him in as well. But again, he's not really got much choice. They can't do another lap because they'll be stuck behind the safety car and then lose more places. So just a tiny little wait. That wasn't really much, was it? Should be fine getting out. Yeah, gets that ahead of Massey, so that's fine. Well, okay, so Massey's gone a bit different. He's gone to soft tyres. So maybe Massey looking to get some track position by getting past the guys on the hards, and then maybe hoping that a safety car might come again to allow him to pit. But yeah, so Fatal went to mediums, Rapapajala went to mediums, but pretty much, apart from Massey, who's gone to softs, everybody else moved to hards, which seems to make sense. Just looking at Red Bull. Yeah, I wasn't too sure, but yeah, Red Bull is still on the lead lap, so he's going to need to catch round. So this safety car is going to be out for a while. It's not going to be a quick one. To be quite frank with you, if I was Red Bull, I'd look to do a little bit of a catch-up. I don't know how many laps. He started on mediums, didn't he? And he's already on hards. I guess there's pretty much two options from here. It's either stick with the hards and look to take him to the end, or it's switch to softs and do two soft stints, I guess. Frazzle's back in. He was already pitted for hards, but he's back in. And he needed a new front wing, so he's going to softs. I suspect mainly because he didn't really have much choice. Yeah, so you've got to assume that him and Massey are going to be doing a two-stop from here. Or sorry, another one-stop, basically. Mike's in as well. Is he doing the same thing? He is. He didn't need a wing. He's decided that the softs would be the better choice, and has pitted for them. Red Bull's coming down the main straight. Red Bull doesn't have much of a choice here, does he? He's already used the mediums and done about 6 laps on them, so they're no good to him. He can't switch to them. So he either switches to softs or stays with the hards. What's the penalty that he's got? Oh, he's got a drive-through, so it's not really going to have too much effect either way, is it, really? We will definitely be going another lap on the safety car. Yeah, hopefully Davis. Well done, man. Unlucky losing it there, but you did well. You're a good driver by the looks of things. Yeah, that's what I thought was the curve on the left, but yeah, it is Grezza. Good so far. Just unfortunate on this safety car with Davis, but he made a good showing of himself while he was out there. With Frozen's retirement, I'd say I think he was spinning quite a bit, which makes me think he probably had rear wing damage. Frozen. So then, we should be going next lap. Red Bull is just coming up to the back of the pack, so he has stayed on the hards. But as I say, he's got to drive through anyway, unfortunately, Red Bull, so he's going to have to serve that, and then I guess hope for another safety car that will allow him to either pit to a set of softs to the end or pit to back to the mediums. So the race control has confirmed safety car in this lap. We've got seem doing a little bit of swerving about, trying to get that temperature, particularly the hard drivers. They will be fine. It's really difficult to get the temperature into the hards. Spreader likes to back them up a bit. And, so he goes then. The Alpha having a look at the Haas. So that Haas is... Well, actually, I think that was Massey getting past Big D, wasn't it? Massey was in P5, so that's Massey up to 4. Obviously, you would find it a lot easier getting those softs up to temperature. I bet they're not that far off now. Only got a yellow. And that is Noodle Neck. Why is it showing me Red Bull? So Noodle Neck. So Red Bull's taking his dry fruit, so that's out the way. And he'll look to see if he can catch the pack, maybe take advantage a bit of them all being so tightly packed. Surely the men to watch at the moment, surely are Massey and Mike. As Massey has a look at camera off, but not close enough there. Noodle Neck's left the session. Noodle Neck. See if we can get back. So there's all sorts. There's a pitter, Fatal Defiances coming to the pits. He's coming off for the mediums. He stuck a set of softs on. So Massey at the moment then. Obviously he's up. These top 3 boys may be on hards, but they're still quick. That's the thing. It won't be easy to get past even with a set of softs on around here. So Massey will be eager to get as high as he can. Oh no, the truth is, if we don't have any more safety cars, if this race is completely clean through, as Mike gets up into P7 now, ahead of Hoodrat, we could be on for an Alfa Romeo 1-2. DRS enabled. So right at this second, it's definitely advantage Alfa Romeo as it stands right now. Hey Birdie, you alright mate? Thanks for jumping in. My good race around Zandvoort here mate, we lost a couple, but only the one safety car, and some good battling so far. We've got a couple of guys on softs here, Massey and Mike, trying to make their way through the field. It's as I just mentioned before I saw you comment, the Alfa Romeos, as I said, it's kind of like advantage Alfa Romeo in tennis speak. As long as there's no more safety cars, but how long will the 2 masters go though, Master Spread and Master Revan? Will they try and hold those hards out in case of safety car? As long as they can. I'm missing over other overtakes because I keep expecting something to happen there. Frazzle gets ahead of Shadow and right on the back of Hoodrat. I think what we can. This Frazzle qualified P2, but he was on a pole lap. Spun it at an ultimate corner on a pole lap, and looking how controlled he is there, driving right on the back of Hoodrat. Looking like a good driver and a quick driver. And that's a good overtake. That's a very good overtake. So that's up into P8 now. So now he's on the back of Mike, but Mike is one of our soft drivers. Soft tire guys. I don't know how long softs will go, but my guess is probably about 12 laps. There's hards, it wouldn't surprise me if they can do almost a whole race hard tyres, but Fatal makes up a place, and this is Mike and Captain Frazzle. Look at the pace that Captain Frazzle's showing on those hards. Gets past Mike for legend. Now, I mean, I for one can tell you, Grez in the chat can tell you, Mike is quick. He's no mug, is Mike. So, to get past him on hard tyres when he's using softs like that, it's very impressive from Captain Frazzle. And then the next guy up the road is Demon, and he's also on hard tyres, but they're 3 times older than Frazzle's, so you would think that's advantage for Frazzle. Demon nearly 3 seconds off the car in front, so Frazzle have the DRS, so you'd imagine it's on the main pit straight. You'll be able to get the move done. So just keeping an eye on other gaps as well. Nobody else. You've got the 2. Well, there's a little row of cars actually here. So here goes Captain Frazzle. Then he goes to the inside, and he's gonna have it done well before the braking zone, isn't he? Good overspeed in the Red Bull. So he's got 2.7 seconds to make up to Big D now. And that's a different kettle of fish. Big D on hards like he is, but only 1 lap older. He's driving around quite happily. He's not too close to the car in front, so he's not burning his tyres. He's doing alright, it's Big D. At the moment, as I said, it's advantage Alfa Romeo, but it's also advantage Red Bull with Captain Frazzle, who's absolutely flying at the moment. It's come down to some of these other guys that we don't get as much as the stream time. Hood Rat, obviously not so long ago, was overtaken by Mike, but I don't know, I just wonder, I mean, is Mike just being held up because of the traffic as Shadow is out of sorts? I think him and Pajala might have had a little such, or was it Demon? It was one of the 2 Mercedes in a way. I think they may have had a little bit of contact. Massey is in, so those softs are not lasting. I was just about to say that about Mike, that they, you know, was he just slow because, you know, I was wondering if he was slow because he was behind traffic or because the softs were starting to go, but I think Massey's pit stop tells us that. If they were going to last, he'd have done 2 soft stints, wouldn't he? But on to mediums he goes. So, well, this is Mike now, who's up to P6 now. He's the front man at the queue now, and as you can see, he looks like he's getting really hassled here by Hood Rat, so clearly those softs are absolutely dying now. It does seem in this game, doesn't it, that the softs are only of any use in qualifying and maybe for a short stint at the end if there's a safety car at the right time. Okay, Birdie. No, where is... What the hell was that? I don't know. What? Okay, Birdie. No worries, mate. I'll make sure there's no profanity. Demon into the pits. He's gone to mediums. Now we'll be looking to go to the end. It just looks like... Well, Hood Rat's gotten past Mike then. Sorry, I hadn't noticed that. So Hood Rat's gotten past Mike. Now Pajala's all over the back of Mike. And he's on medium tyres at the moment, Pajala. I'm expecting Pajala to have to pit as well. So that is something that Mike could take into account here. If he were to pit, he could at least get an undercut on Pajala, who will pit in probably 4 to 5 laps time. Into the pits then comes Master Spread from the lead. So Clearly, he's got to the point where he doesn't feel he can wait any longer for a safety car, and he's taking his chances with taking his pit stop now. Just seeing... Oh, shadows round in the other McLaren at turn 1. I was actually trying to switch to Red Bull. So Spreader's got an out between the two Ferraris. He's ahead of Red Bull, but behind Gumba. He's got a little bit of room, so it's not the end of the world there. Kamarov then leads for Alfa Romeo, and as we said, he's going to the end on the hards. Master Revan still to pit. Captain Frazzle, by the way, has caught Big D. He's absolutely flying. I don't know where you got him from, Greza, but he's a fast guy. There's no doubt about that. Here he comes then. He doesn't look like he's even bothering to try and defend it, to be honest. He's just stayed out of the way. Stayed to the left and allowed the overtake to the inside. So up into P2 for the Red Bull man. He's 3.5 seconds behind Kamarov. In qualifying, Kamarov and Big D looked like they were very close on pace, so can Frazzle catch Kamarov as well? Mike has then pitted and gone for another set of softs. Shadows also had to pit and gone to mediums. Also Master Revan pitted. So Revan pitted, went to mediums, and he has come out about 3 seconds behind Spreader, who's right on the back of Gumba here. Goes to the inside, looks to make a move, but backs out of it. Realises, I think, that maybe a bit too dodgy to make something there. Surely, though, on the straight, although you've got to say, Spreader doesn't exactly have a generous amount of ERS, does he? But he does get the move done. And into P6. Hopefully he'll have a chance to make up a bit of ERS now. Jala in front of him surely is going to need to pit. I can't see him getting to the end on those mediums, so Spreader doesn't really have to push that hard to catch him, because he should just get out of the way. But then Hoodrat is another 5.5 seconds up the road. So Hoodrat's into P4, and I've just realised he's going to the end. So things working out quite nicely for Hoodrat at the moment. And well, this isn't ideal for Master Revan or Massey. They've caught the back of the two Ferraris who are right next to each other on track, and generally battling each other. So this isn't ideal at all for these two. Gumba's let Red Bull through by the looks of things, and you would think he's going to probably try and defend his Ferrari teammate if he can. So Massey's having a look at Revan. He's going to have a go around the outside, but Revan's shorter line allows him to hold that place. And that's very nicely done there from Revan. Takes the high line with more grip. Gumba leaves him enough space, and in the end, Revan does take the place off of Gumba. That was nice driving from the pair of them then. Very nice indeed. Gumba will now obviously come under attack from Massey, but not really an ideal section of the track for Massey. Very close to him here, but surely Gumba's still got DRS, so yeah, he's not going to be able to do anything there. Let's just go to Revan. We'll actually quickly go to Master Spread, who's making a move on Pajala. They're only just ahead. That just... Yeah. Looks like Spreader's actually been held up quite a bit by Pajala here. Pajala's defending him quite well. And in the end, Spreader gets the move done around the outside. It's looking at the gap now for Spreader to Hood Rat. It has increased by 1.6 seconds since we last mentioned it. So I think Pajala did well there. Good bit of defending. Spreader obviously will get after Hood Rat now. But it does look at the moment as if the podium is going to be out of sight, really, out of mind for Spreader and Massey tonight. Go back to Massey, still on the back of Gumba. That was Red Bull. Has lost the place there to Revan. But Massey's just stuck. There's not really anything he can do. Because Gumba keeps having DRS, so just go on board with Massey. You'll see he's got no overspeed to do anything. So while Gumba keeps getting that DRS off the, as it is now, the other Ferrari, but previous to that it was Revan. I think Massey obviously saw Spreader, Revan make the move around the outside there before. I think he thought about it then. It's backed out. So Revan now has caught Pajala. So you can see that Spreader was definitely being held up by Pajala. He's already 3 seconds up the road from Pajala. Can Pajala do the same to Revan? He is ultimately here, Pajala, fighting for... He is fighting for a position if he feels he can get the mediums to the end. I assume that's what he's going to try and do. Oh, we've lost someone. We've lost Demon. Is that going to be a safety car? It is. I think. It's a full safety car. So that changes things again. And we are in the territory where people can dive in for a set of softs now. We didn't get to see Demon, but I'll point out where he was. He was just round here on the right hand side, somewhere over there is where he was. So lots of pitters, they're all going to be moving to soft tyres, so that because everybody's going to move to soft tyres, it's going to neutralise the race. So the only one who might not pit, well, two actually, could be Spreader and Massey. Spreader, well, I don't think Spreader will. I think he'll look to get track position, but Massey, I think he's too far back for track position. Mind you, is Spreader close enough? I'm not entirely convinced he is. Into the pits is Kamarov. Into the pits is Frazzle. Big D. Yeah, Big D's into the pits. I think all three of them are going to get... Well, certainly two of them are going to get out in front of Spreader. So Spreader may as well pit. Big D's still in the box. But yeah, the Red Bull. Frazzle's going to get out ahead of Spreader here. What's the game doing? Is it telling him to give the position back or not? Doesn't look like it is. To be fair, Frazzle wasn't past the end of the white line, so to me that is... For me personally, I don't know if this is the way the rule works, but for me personally, until you actually pass the end of the white line, then you're not actually at the pits and back in the race, but that's just my personal opinion. I don't know if that's the actual rules. Pajala's picked up a penalty. That's not a drive-through, is it, Pajala? No, it's 5 seconds. What would be more beneficial? Pitting again. to get rid of the 5 or stay out. Don't really know. Well, if he pits, he's going to lose 4 places, isn't he? So he drop down 1, 2, 3, 4 behind Hood Rat and get out in front of Mike. So that would drop into P10. So he'd still be in the points, fresh tyres, but no penalty. It's a hard call. And actually, yeah, I do think he get out in front of Mike. It might be quite close. No, he's opted to stay out as Bajala. I don't blame him. I suppose what we can say for Bajala is if he finishes this race higher than 10th, then that was the right call. But we'll see. So I'm expecting, will the safety car be in? No, no, I can't imagine Fatal's going to catch that up before the safety car reaches the next lap. So I'm expecting lap 31 to be done under safety car as well. Sorry, 32 it would be actually. It might not. Fatal's moving pretty quickly. Well, after me saying not so long ago that podiums look probably out of mind and out of sight for Spreader and Massey, they're now running P2 and P4. Okay, they're both on medium tyres compared to everybody else on fresh softs. Apart from Noodle Neck, who interestingly has opted to stay out on worn hards. Safety car at the moment looks like it's going to carry on. So if this safety car carries on, Noodle, I don't know if you're listening, but you may as well pit to softs. You're running P12 in a way, you'll only drop to 13. Has stayed out. No. He's ghosting. Is he not there, Noodle? As soon as he's offline. Well, I sent him a invitation. So that's why it's kept him on hards. It's the AI doing it, not Noodle, I think. So we will go again on lap 33, which means 4 laps remaining. So there will be at least 1 lap with full DRS. So well, the question obviously is going to be, can Spreader hold off Frazzle? Can Massey hold off Big D? And the other one being, can Pajala get away from the guys behind him to make it pay off not to pit and get rid of that 5 seconds? What a shame for Pajala though. He's raced really well, Pajala, tonight, and what a shame to pick up the 5 seconds coming into the pits. And it's so frustrating, especially when it's under safety car. But we're about to get racing again. Just waiting for Kamarov, and looks like he's gone. Oh, look at this. What's just happened? Pajala, where are you off to? He can't overtake before the line, mate. Pajala led the race there for a moment. Oh, Captain Frazzle's round into the wall. No, you can't reset to track, Frazzle. Reza, if you're watching, you'd have seen that there, buddy. I'm sure there's a bit of frustration to what happened, but you can't reset to track. He did it once in quali as well. So I don't know if he just doesn't know that he's not allowed to do it. But in a way, let's not dwell on that. There's a lot going on. Gumba up into P6. What's happened then to Pajala? Would have been round then. Oh man. I feel like Pajala can't catch a break sometimes. He's really driven well today. And now he finds himself in 13th with a 5-second penalty. And I got a feeling he might have a bit of damage as well. So, at the moment then, can Big D do anything about Master Spread to make this an Alfa Romeo 1-2? Actually, you're kind of expecting Kamarov to just sort of disappear, all being well. It's his win. Captain Frazzle into the pits. So we did see his wing fall off when he hit the wall. Hoodrat's in, Fatal Defiance is in, and Pajala's in. So obviously then those four all in some way caught up in what happened at the start. Oh, what Hoodrat! So Hoodrat retires in the pits. So it really is all about Big D at the moment. Master Revan has got past Massey, so Massey down to P5. Kamarov sets the fastest lap of the race, quickly followed by Master Revan. So that fastest lap ain't decided yet. We might still see someone, well, someone might actually choose to go for that. Kamarov's the only one really with the option to go for a fastest lap here, because he's got the space out in front of him. Might see him use up that, keep the ERS he's got for the final lap and then use it to try and set a fastest lap of the race. Or he might take into consideration his gap and just settle for the points on this occasion and not bother about one extra one at the risk of 25. So Master Revan, it's happening the wrong way round. Master Revan's all over the back of Big D when it's supposed to be Big D all over the back of Master Spread. But we know the pace that Spreader's got, so just because he's on mediums doesn't make it that easy. And actually, we're now at a point where I doubt those mediums are that much more worn than the softs now, going by how quickly the softs went off earlier on. As far as I'm trying to think ahead a little bit to driver of the day, so Big D has a look at Master Spread, but it just wasn't quite close enough. Is there anything he can do? Can he make this an Alfa Romeo 1-2? I'm sure they'll be happy enough with 1-3, mind you, but sure, I seem to remember that Big D was rather unlucky last week, and I'm sure a podium he'd be over the moon with. So Captain Frazzle now sets the fastest lap of the race. He's running in P10, so he will hold that, he will keep that point. I've forgotten about him down there, so that probably rules out any fastest lap from any of the top guys. But doesn't look like Big D's going to be able to do anything about Master Spread. They could go to the line here. There'd be a little Kamarov, just we are seeing him cross the line, so across the line comes Kamarov, takes the win. Spreader P2, Big D P3, Master Revan for 4, Massey 5, Goomba 6, Mike is coming across the line now for P7, Noodleneck P8, Red Bull, difficult day today for Red Bull, but he's crossed the line and picks up a couple of points. And Captain Frazzle, I think he'd be a bit disappointed. Well, he's bound to be a bit disappointed, but never mind. He's certainly shown good pace on his debut and the ability to drive well with others. And he does pick up. You pick up a couple of points. P10 and fastest lap. So Fatal Defiance, P11, and Rapid Bajala, who I really would feel for. It must feel for him sometimes that he just cannot catch a break when it matters. And it's going to be a non-scoring day for him, but if he puts in performances like that every week, he'll certainly score plenty of points through the season. He was heading for a strong finish, and he was heading for my driver of the day as well, personally, but I think now that will have to go elsewhere. And just thinking about it, Big D says poo. I'm sure of a great race, mate, and unfortunately couldn't get past spreaders at the end, but podium it is. And, but I think my driver of the day will probably go to the winner, Sergeant Kamarov. Made the right call. Well, both Alfa Romeos made the right call at the right time, or calls at the right time, but for whatever reason, it's Kamarov who's come out on top. So let's get the boys in a minute and have a quick chat with them. So Kamarov, fight through party, Spreader, who I seem to talk to every week, into the party, and Big D. Here comes your invite as well, mate. Just to confirm what those guys are joining. So Kamarov wins the race, Spreader 2, Big D 3, Revan 4, Massey 5, Gumba 6, Mike 7, Noodle Neckin 8, Red Bull 9, and Captain Frazzle 10. There's the rest of the positions for the guys. I'll just quickly go through the incidents, scroll through them. Doesn't look like there's there's hardly any. So that's not too bad for a 50% race, is it? There we go. So that's the incidents in for the stewards. And here they come, joining the party. So that's all of them. Okay, guys. So as always, just if you haven't already, just include your audio. Everyone's here. So well, let's go. I'm going to go the opposite way to what I normally go. So I'm going to go with Sergeant Kamarov first. So congratulations on the win, mate. Brilliant race for you. Brilliant race for Alfa Romeo, both on the podium. So congratulations for that. How was it from your point of view? And what do you think went right?
Well, I mean, the first safety car helped massively. Put Spreader off of his strategy, and it's pretty much what I was looking to pit as well. A little bit early, but I mean, safety car, so goes on for a few laps. But I felt like I had good pace. I screwed quali up a bit, but wasn't too bad. Got a good start, got into P2, and then good pace on the hards, etc.
Yeah.
And then safety car at the end didn't really help, but
no.
It put me on old softs as well, even though I had a set 3. But
right. Yeah, it's.
And then the safety car restart was just. I don't know what happened there. I mean, I went a little bit late, but I mean, it's Zandvoort. There's a big long straight. I mean, I saw Spreader went before I went, so I waited a little bit, and then went when he lifted off. So
yeah,
I don't really know what more I could have done.
Well, I did notice Bajala led the race for about 10 metres. So he came from P6 up to P1, but yeah, it's I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but I'm sure if there's anything he's looking into, they'll sort it. Yeah, well, congratulations, mate. It's a fantastic win for you, and as I say, for Alfa Romeo as well. And a couple of good debuts out there today as well from drivers, so that was good to see. On to Spreader then, P2. Again, well, it seems like I speak to you every week, mate, but congratulations on P2 this week. There was a moment there I didn't think either you or Massey we're either going to get on the podium. Mostly Massey hasn't. You have. So again, it's probably good for you for the championship, I'd imagine. You there?
Yeah, no, it was a
Oh.
good race, to be fair. So, yeah, I didn't think I was going to get it in the end. I was trying to close down, hold her out. I didn't think I was going to get it in. Maybe how lucky I was. And then safety car changed it all up, decided to hang out on the tyres, and the soft die after about 3-4 laps. As you see at the end of the last lap, that was causing to camera off there, but it wasn't enough, they lasted too long. So, no, but happy with Q2.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, it's a good result for you from championship wise as well. So, you know, anything that helps with that is good. And Big D for P3. Congratulations on the podium this week, mate. I'm actually over the moon for you for getting a podium.
Cheers.
And again, great result for Alfa Romeo P1 and P3. We'll fly you up the rankings a bit, but yeah, from your point of view, then, was it a good race?
I just tried to keep clean this race because it's the only race this season so far I've actually scored points. Even though I've been in good Q3 like finishes and everything like that, it's just not finished for me. So just get my nose clean. My aim was to keep camera off behind me at the start, but I've never seen anybody start like that in my life.
He
just sodded off.
Flew up, didn't he?
Yeah.
Spreader did as well. To be fair, Spreader was quick off the line as well. But Kamarov absolutely flew up and found the gaps there. But I think I did mention in commentary. If I remember back to last week, I think you were really unlucky last week, if memory serves me right. And so it must be maybe a little bit of a relief, but it's reward for the pace you've been showing recently as well to get a podium this week. So,
yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, guys. Well, obviously, congratulations to you three and anybody else that scored points tonight. As I said, there was some good debuts out there as well. Davis did well. Frazzle did well. They showed they could fight side by side with people, so that was good. It was good for the league. Anyway, thank you to everyone who's watched live going along. I know there's been several in and out, so thanks to everybody that's watched live. Thanks to everybody who watches back as well. It's all really appreciated, and I hope you enjoy it. But for tonight, thank you very much to everyone, and enjoy the rest of your Friday nights, and we'll see you next week for round 5. Good night.